Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits from Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, but then you too are at the center of the world, and I will explain that one day. The title of today's talk is Ride the Bull. I was writing on Facebook, and I was writing about the bull, and suddenly all this symbolism came, and all of these interconnected ideas about the bull just started flooding in. I said, I got to talk about this, but I don't know where the talk is going to go because I'm riding the bull. But you know, this riding the bull is a great American rodeo pastime, better than riding the horse. Bull riding, it's a big thing out west. You don't see so much of it in New York City, but out west, riding the bull is a big thing. And but it's got historical roots. I mean, this is deep mythology about the bull. Even in Zen, there's the oxtail stories, the 10 stages of finding and taming the bull. And in mythology, the bull, with crescent horns, is the moon. And so the bull with the moon is a consort of the great mother. The great creative mother of her consort is the moon, that rises and falls 3 days in the tomb, and then it rises to fullness, and then it dies. So rising and dying, the two horns of the bull. And even the cow jumps over the moon. So I got this little image of the cow jumping over the crescent moon, the bull, you know. And then there's the bull mythology of ancient Greece, and there was a sport called bull leaping, where you would leap over the bull. But anyway, this and then when you're barbecuing in the backyard, this is the bull is a sacrificial animal. So even there, the myth of the bull is continued, because now the bull is the steak, and usually it's the man who is in charge of the sacrifice, the bull, and the dismemberment of the bull and the eating of the bull. And we like it rare, so we can notice that the bull sacrifice is fresh. We want a fresh sacrifice. That means you got to see some blood, you know. So this whole idea of the sacrificial bull is very deep, very deep. Even Jesus is a sacrificial human, and people say, "Oh, well, I want sprinkle the blood of Jesus on everything." What is that? But having a rare steak rare, you see, it's a Eucharist. It's a sacrificial dismemberment and restore. Even the wedding cake. I used to be a wedding photographer. So what's one of the first really big for me as a photographer? The first big stage of the wedding for me as a photographer is the cake cutting. So you got a 3-layered cake, right, with the little bride and groom on top. This is symbolic of the world. Now they're going to dismember this cake. It's a sacrificial cake. The wedding cake is a sacrificial cake, so it's greater than any normal cake. Go buy a cake and bake a cake, but the wedding cake is imbued with divinity. This is a divine cake, and it's big, and it's 3 layers usually, and the little thing on top, and the bride and groom cut the cake. They dismember the cake, and then they serve it to the wedding guests, and they all take the cake home. But the bride and groom, they keep a little top piece of the cake. But anyway, this is a symbolic story of the sacrificial cake, the sacrificial animal, the sacrificial God, the God who willingly gives himself to the society, and they dismember. It's cannibalism. They dismember this God and take it home and eat it. No. And they are made whole. So it's through this sacrificial moon, bull. Stay with me because I'm just starting to riff this thing and connect dots. The sacrificial bull, you see in the sky, the moon rising and falling, being born and dying, being born and dying, the endless cycles of birth and death, you see, gets translated into our mythology and our rituals, so we get in tune with that. See, so this is where religion first started, basically, was in Samaria, Mesopotamia, the desert lands where the night sky. You ever been out in the desert or somewhere? You see the night sky. These were watchers of the sky, and they begin to see the cycles and the patterns in the sky, and so they wanted to get in a tune. How do you get in a tune with life? You see, how do you get in alignment with life, with the cosmos, with the universe? Well, the ancient people did it by getting in alignment with the sky, with the moon and the sun, and the story of the moon goddess and the male and Ra, the sun god. You see, all of these great mythic religious symbols, started basically with the planning societies, looking at the sky and getting their society in alignment with the stars and the sun and the moon, the goddess and the god, you see. And so all of these filter down. So today, in the modern world, when reason woke up in the 16th century, and reason said, well, this is just mythology, just throw it out, and threw out the Catholic Church and the mythology and the ritual, and everything now is rational and scientific. But these myths, these connections still remain, and unless we can remember our mythic roots, we're kind of like lost in a material empty, a wasteland, what T.S. Eliot called, where all the mythology, all the meaning of everything is gone, and it's just things bumping into things with no meaning at all. So this is the pool table world we live in, where everybody's a billiard ball, and you just hope you don't get knocked into the pocket. So you win by knocking other balls in the pocket. Until one day you get knocked in the pocket, and that's it. And that's kind of like the billiard ball life of the modern world, and all of the depth is gone. So anyway, I want to explore the depth. So let's keep going about the bull. Now, what is bullfighting? In Spain, Spanish, Mexico, but particularly in Spain, this is as big as bull riding is in Texas. And so this is the same mythology as I look at it. The matador tames the bull. The cowboy tames the bull. So these two mythologies are about taming the bull, taming the goddess, taming this energy. Bulls have energy. Oh God, they're so, fantastic, terrifying energy. But then when they're tamed, they become an ox, and they pull the plow. And they plow the fields, you see. But first, it's a bull. And the bull has to be ridden. And suddenly I remember John Wayne in The Quiet Man, who came to Ireland, where this red-headed, I forgot her name now, but the whole story was about his taming of her. And this mythology gets into our romantic, into our play of sexuality in male and female, where the goddess is wild, and she has to be tamed by the male, by the man, you see. And that when she is tamed, she makes your house bloom, and you have food and beautiful interior, and you have children and the garden. But you have to tame this. This is mythology. I'm not saying this, but this is kind of like the feeling with in a patriarchal mythology, where the goddess has to be tamed by the male, you see. So this taming of the bull, it is riding the bull till the bull finally gives up and says, "Okay, put me on a, give me a plow. I'll plow the field." Even in Zen, there's the 10 oxtail stories, where you see the white ox, and you chase the white ox, and you ride the white ox, and you tame the white ox, and you return to society with the energy of the bull. So it's kind of like this. This bull is. Now stay with me. I'm kind of riffing this idea. The bull is the in yoga is Shakti. She is the creative energy of the world. But if you cannot tame the Shakti, she'll destroy you. She's Kali. She'll eat you. You get this in the spiritual practices. People that have a premature awakening, they get a premature samadhi. By premature, I mean it comes as a surprise, and you have no practice in riding this. So suddenly you're off on a Mr. Toad's wild ride, and you think you're awakened, and you think you're God, and you've got all this energy, but it all goes to naught. It all begins to become destructive, you see, and you end up sitting on the ground wondering what the hell happened to you. What was this energy that was? How do you control this energy? How do you control your creative energy? How do you control the bull? The bull has 2 horns, so this is a symbol of duality, good and bad. Bad and good, and so we get caught on, when we're caught on the horns of the bull, we're caught in a dilemma. It's called a double bind, the double bind of the bull horns, where if you choose this horn, the other one gores you. If you choose this one, this gores you. So you got these either or, but they are presented to it as being separate. So we've separated the bulls of the horn with our logic and our reason. And we want to have the good horn and not the bad horn. We want to be up and not down. We want to be famous and not poor, not infamous. Or we want to be respected and not disrespected. So this up and down, but it's one bull, you see. So the bull, represented by its 2 horns, is that the opposites of good and bad, up and down, yes and no, are really one bull. But then, as long as we think that it's the bull out there, we're not home yet. We have to realize through and through, after many attempts at riding the bull, is that you are the bull, and the bull is you. In Indian mythology, this is Shaivism, where Shiva and Shakti are different, but they can't be separated. God and the goddess, Shiva, which is awareness and energy, appear separately, but we can't separate them, right? They appear as opposites, as horns of the bull, but you can't separate the horns. You'd kill the bull if you separated the horns. So there has to be a new way of riding the bull. Not riding it as a separate person, a cowboy, you see, but riding it as the bull. Those who can ride the bull, who can stay on the bull, who are not thrown, ride it because they become the bull. The bull and the cowboy can't be separated. The bull and the rider cannot be separated, even though they appear differently, They are one in that riding. And so I think that's where we're all going, is that if we're in this practice to see the bull, to ride the bull, to arouse our creativity, and yet not be thrown by it, like people in the news, you see, who arouse their creativity and then they go ego on us, like Kanye West, for instance, or Trump, or whatever. These people, they arouse the energy, but then they think I'm special because I can ride the energy, and they go amok. And everybody can see it, and then they eventually they get thrown off the bull. The bull turns on them and eats them or kills them, you see. So this, when you watch a matador as an artist, it's an art. The matador and the bull are like one. It's like a dance. They just are one. He just moves like this. They are moving together. When the bull moves, the matador moves. When it's a dance. Fred and Ginger Rogers, this. So riding the bull is the dance of the bull, where the world is your bull. Can you ride the world as the world? Can you ride the world? Can you ride your world as your world? Not against it, not fighting it, not, oh my God, the world's going to gore me, or, I got to tame the world. This whole viewpoint of me as being the cowboy and the bull as being the world, and I've got to ride this thing here and tame it, is misguided. Because if you're going to ride the bull, you have to become the bull. You have to be the world. You have to be the situation you're in. You have to be where you are, because where you are is the bull, this energy of the bull. So anyway, this is a little experiment in riffing here, where I'm inviting you to ride the moment. Let it. You don't know where it's going to take you. When I begin these little talks, I arouse the moment by turning on my can't even point to it. I turn on my iPad, and I don't really know where we're going to go, but we're riding it, and so this is kind of a metaphorical way of riding the bull. Is ride your moment and let it go, but be with it always. When the moment moves, you move with it. When the world moves, you move with it. You're one with the world. You're not fighting it, resisting it, trying to repress it, trying to kill it, whatever. You're just being with it. You're being with the world. You're being with the bull. And when the bull and you are one, the bull begins to plow your fields and your life begins to grow. Anyway, thanks for dropping in for this ride.